from day one, I thought presentation meant as much to me as the way it tastes. I think that none of them should outweigh the other.
What to you makes a beautiful plate of food?
It tells me a story, because a lot of what I do as well is storytelling. As chefs, we are storytellers. It has to be inviting to me. I like negative space on the plate, and I also like angles. I like to think that it's a modern rustic, if that makes sense. And this is the part where the artist becomes a rock star.
Could I ask you to just describe the dish that you're going to do for us today?
Yeah, for sure, man. And I'll describe it as best as I can. So what we're going to do is a curry roasted portobello mushroom with a sultana dressing.
Okay.
That's as simple as terms that I can put it, and I'll let you see it. So I'm just really roasting a mushroom with some raisins. Well, curry roasted mushroom with some raisins.
Okay.
Playing on the, like I said, I've never tried this before. In my mind, will it work? I don't know.
So that's interesting. So this is clearly not a restaurant dish that you have on the menu. Is it one that you will sort of plate as you see it, or do you have an idea in your head? I'm going to put this here. I'm going to use negative space. I'm going to cut it in a certain way. Have you thought that much?
I'll be honest with you. I have an idea.
You do?
Yes. But that's just because of and I'll be honest with you, right? Because this means so much to me, I didn't want to actually try to improvise too much, which is great. Maybe I'll do that for you. But using the techniques that we discussed that I like to do, I'm going to frame stuff, I'm going to use angles, and I am going to present it. But like I said, hey, do I present it at home?
Yeah.
Or in my mind? May not necessarily happen here.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I actually don't want to look like an idiot here.
Cameras.
Well, funny enough, okay, now let me show you, right? So I'll be honest with you, right? So, not that I'm afraid of that challenge. Yo, I've been on, oh man, I shouldn't admit this. I didn't get that far, but I've been in situations where I needed to actually present a dish at an important time in my life, in a competition that I should have rehearsed that I didn't, and I figured I was going to freestyle it that day. I didn't get that far though. But I didn't know what I was going to do in a competition with a dish that I conceived, and I'd executed in various parts, and I was going to trust myself to just say, I can wing this. So I've learned sometimes when to wing things and when not to wing things.
Yes.
But we'll see how this goes, man.
Well, that's fascinating. Just out of interest though, do you have enough ingredients to do it twice so you can do it kind of the way you thought and then maybe just freestyle one?
Absolutely.
Would that be something
I
we
got
could do?
two of them. So we're going to freestyle one.
There we go.
Yes. How about that? Yeah, I'll do one. Yes, absolutely. Now we're talking.
Let's do that.
Okay,
Great.
wicked.
Thank you, man.
No worries, my
Really
man.
good. Thank you so much.
So here we have our sultana puree, right? Which goes on the plate first. And like I said, I like circles to frame. So I'm going to try, and like I said, these circles are never perfect. But that's good enough for me. The next stage is where I actually dress what's going on the plate, which is a mushroom. So we're going to use this one, which has already been cut. And here I have a dressing made from chasseur, which it's a variation of a chasseur sauce. So I have some mushrooms cooked down with some garlic and some ginger. And I just put that there like that.
How did you come up with this dish? Is this just one that you used the process that we talked about earlier, or is this something that you've...
Well, I have a roasted mushroom on the menu already, which I serve with different ingredients, and it's a part of accompanying something, but I never thought to curry it and serve it with the sultanas, which is what I'm doing here now. So I then go with the sultana dressing, maybe just a little bit of the sultana puree on there as well. So you see why I dress on the plate, because as you can see, you get that drippage there, which I don't want.
No, absolutely.
And then I'm also going to add some shallot rings, which I have deep fried, and I've dressed with mushroom powder and curry powder as well.
Anything curry gets my vote.
Yeah, there we go. Me too, man. And then I'm just going to finish with some pea shoots.
Nice pop of colour.
Yeah, which I don't, I'd like to step away from putting things on the plate just for color, to be honest with you. So I'm going to restrain myself as much as possible here.
Okay. You're not a tweezers man?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
Not practical.
I find chefs fall into two camps.
Yeah.
Those that tweeze and those that don't tweeze.
Oh. So now at this point, I'm also going to add just a little bit more of this here. Arbitrarily placed. And some more of my sultana dressing. And a little bit of the oil to add that contrast of.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that really works, doesn't it?
Now you see, now this starts to feel like something ancient and primordial, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the color of the plate that gives it that feeling, almost archaeological, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's got like a
And then I just put that right there. Right there. And I put nothing more on this, man.
beautiful. I mean, it smells amazing as well. I know
It does, right?
it doesn't help with YouTube, but it really does. The curry smell is just delicious.
So, you know, restraint.
Restraint. There you
I
go.
put nothing else on here, man.
Yeah.
Nothing else. And normally I would struggle to not put more herbs or something or more colors, but what?
Yeah.
As a compositionally speaking, what do you think this is missing?
I don't think it's missing anything.
Exactly.
You know, to be honest with you,
Less is more.
I have noticed. Although you did say earlier about the rules of three, I have noticed you've used threes.
Well, boy,
Busted.
I am a creature of habit too.
All right, so we are going from version 2 freestyle.
Version 2, I don't know what we're gonna do here necessarily. I had an idea the first one, but I do have this. So now, nice little dollop of that puree.
Are you going to do deliberately things in twos now?
There's that. So as you can see here, I have various different cuts of the mushroom. And if you notice, just the way you cut things differently, maybe we should go through this as an
Yeah, please do.
experiment, right?
Yeah.
So now, remember when I was telling you about that plate in my mind and that there where I see things cut, where it goes, where can I put it? Now I'm thinking, and I like the idea of negative area. Although, compositionally speaking, do I want to balance this plate? Because on one hand, I could superimpose this here and just leave it there, but it's not enough. But however, if I just superimpose it there, then beautiful, you see? It fills.
Yep.
I think that's where I wanted that for this dish, and it would just be a very minimalist presentation.
So did you decide that because of the swish? So you can see like a
Yes.
small area of where the sauce didn't
Well,
quite
it
see
told me a while ago. I didn't know if I was going to swoop it. I didn't know. To be honest with you, I wanted to use these two. Because I think the cut looks cleaner, but this one tells me. It tells me.
Yeah.
So now,
I would agree with you. I really like the char.
oh man, it's beautiful,
Two
man.
marks.
It's beautiful.
So
This,
I can see
but
why
for
you
a
would
different,
pick
but it doesn't work with the swoop here.
Yeah.
You know where this would work? In a bowl. And maybe I'll do a third one. Maybe. No, why not, man?
Why not?
Yeah, it's not like we're gonna. So that goes there. The
Yep.
lot dressing. Maybe a little bit more of that. And then we can get those rings on there. No. I can't help it, right?
Can't leave it alone, can we?
What? No. Well, you know what I am gonna challenge on this one?
Go on.
Maybe no green.
No great. Brave.
Maybe no green.
Brave.
Maybe not. But there's nothing on this plate that indicates that it necessarily needs it.
No, absolutely. So what do you think? Which do you reckon?
Now I'll show you something, right?
Go on.
That is what I'm more used to. But when I look at this, right? Okay, you know. I have a book with me, right?
Go on.
And this is Daniel Hum, right? This
Yep.
is the same dude who I told you he is my idol.
Yep.
And we're just gonna randomly flip to a page and see which one is closer to what Daniel Hum would do.
All right.
Right?
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah.
Let's do
So random page, let me see here.
it. There we go.
Okay, well that's a
Well, I'd say that's quite similar straight away to the second one because there's no green on that, is there?
no, there is none. But let's find something else as well. Okay, there is absolutely no color on that one.
Well, there's no contrast, was there?
But look at this one here.
Yeah.
No, maybe. Remember I told you about that mushroom though, right? So you see the straight line cut right there, right? You see just absolute minimalism.
Yeah.
This is almost a hybrid of the two, in my opinion, or at least I can see the interconnectivity between the two of them.
Yeah.
But then let's keep going because this is definitely not a style of anything he would do per se. I think this probably is more similar to,
Yeah.
it reminds me of Ikoyi almost.
Well, see, what I've noticed just purely from some of the images I've seen on there, now it could just be coincidence. They were very monochromatic, which I guess is
Yes.
more
Okay,
monochromatic,
but look at
right?
this one here, right?
There we go.
You get that. You get that. Just a couple of things, man.
Yeah.
So maybe it is that where I need to learn to be confident enough in what I do to not put anything. Because look at it, right? Yo, he is so restrained in everything that he does.
And the negative space. He's
Negative
not
space.
afraid of a bit of
No,
space,
he's
is he?
not. He's not. Just nothing going on these plates, man. And also, it almost feels infinite in what he does. Like, look at this, man. Come on. There's literally nothing there. Two things. Man, I guess it would be enough for me to say, you know, why more? Why more? Why
Well,
more?
after looking at that, I would suggest that's more Daniel Hum than that.
Maybe,
that
definitely.
One, wouldn't you?
And it's also very similar to Ikoyi. So I'll show you a picture, and this all doesn't have to go in because I should have brought the Ikoyi cookbook. But if I show you
What are you saying? Ikoyi?
Ikoyi, it's a 2 Michelin-starred restaurant in London,
Oh, right, okay.
right? And if you look at the style of food that they do,
Oh, yeah. Oh, is that the West
Af-
African?
yeah.
North African.
yeah, but look at that. So you see where it's kind of like,
Yeah.
and it's avant-garde. Look at it, look at it. Just two things, right? It's kind of like
There you go.
you get that feel for just being. Oh, look, okay. So this doesn't, maybe almost, but this is where these are my peers, where I aspire to be, to do what they do, and to do something very different to things that they do. Because I'll tell you, and this dish doesn't. I don't know where you'll find this dish on earth. A curried mushroom with raisins, and like you.
So do you want to make it?
Well, there you go. I am tempted to wonder how green would concept this. I have
Pop it
to.
on, see what you think. Because you can always take it off, right?
Yeah, you can. But maybe on another. But what we do, maybe we'll do the third dish as well. Or maybe, you know, just one. How about that? Just one.
Just one.
How about that? Just one, so it's there.
So come on then, what did you think? Was it dish 1 or dish 2 for you? Let me know in the comments what you liked and why. What a brilliant plating session with Chef Kareem. I hope you picked up some fantastic insights. I know I did. It just goes to prove that there's no one way to plate design, and I find that really inspiring. If you want to see the complete podcast conversation with Kareem, then it will be linked here once it's released, and I can promise you it's well worth the watch. Also, check out my plating demos and podcast playlists from other great UK chefs. So if this kind of content's for you, why not subscribe to the channel, or hit the bell icon to stay updated with all the latest content from Dining Fables. Your engagement helps us all to grow and learn from each other, turning every meal into a visual feast. So thanks for watching. Until next time, keep creating dining fables worth telling.